I'm really excited to show you this card today. I have two things that I needed cards for, both my sister's birthday and I'm going to a bridal shower. And so because I received the Dame collection by Authentique, it was perfect for both. And so I put together a card today that I'll show you how to make. It's a real durable, heavy card. I think that when for your bridal shower, you'd probably want to hold on to it and keep it for memory. So the front has a cut apart from the collection. I have 3 pearls at the top, this hanger, paper clip holding on a little ticket. I have some trim here. I have just something underneath the picture for some dimension. I use some of that sparkly blue ribbon from Country Craft Creations. I had this flower in my stash. This is the Authentique paper. Oh crud, why can't I think of what it's called? Hold on. Oh, it's not going to come to me right now. But they have a bunch of different color papers that matches their collections. So then this card just opens up. This is not glued down all the way, so it is a flap card is what I would call it. And then when you open it, you have some places where you can add some extra sentiments. So I just made a tag out of the artisan cardstock and put some of the paper on there. I got a new die the other day, and so I used that as the top of my pocket. And I love it. These flowers don't come all the way out. They're supposed to be popped up. So there's some dimension to it. I just got to pop them up a little bit more. So this tag will go here. And then at the bottom, I just added another pocket and I put a cut apart in there. Take me away. And on the back, I mounted it with on that shiny blue metallic paper that Country Craft Creations has. It is really pretty in person. I think you can see it on camera too. And I just used one of my Martha Stewart punches and added a border here on the pocket. So real easy card to make, and I think the end result is super cute. So I will go ahead and give you some measurements and show you how I put this card together. I'm also going to attempt to make a bow using the Bow It All on camera. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes practice makes perfect, and sometimes I need more practice. So, okay. So to get started, it's real easy. Like I said, you need 2 pieces of paper. This measures 4 1/4 by 12, and this one measures 4 1/4 by 8. Okay. We don't have much scoring to do either. I'm going to place the 4 1/4 by 12 inch piece and along the top, the 12 inches, and I'm going to go over to 6 and score. So I'm just scoring it right in half. The 4 1/4 by 8 with the 8 inches going across the top, I'm going to score it 2 inches. And that is all the scoring. So super easy. I'm going to go ahead and burnish my score marks and make sure they lay flat. You know, I'm going to try something, so bear with me. I scored this at 2, but I'm also going to score it at 1 7/8. Now I know that's awfully close, but I think that will help because there's a little bit of, we need just a little bit of space so that because of the interior pockets and stuff. So I think just that 1/8 will do the trick. So I scored at 1 7/8 and at 2. So I don't know if you can see, but it's just a real tiny, gives me just a little bit of work room there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and score this one, or not score, burnish. Now this is a real sturdy card, and one of the reasons why is the construction. You take the piece that was 8 inches long and you're going to just glue the 12-inch piece right on top. Okay, now you want to make sure that everything lines up real good, and we have the 1 7/8 mark and the 2-inch mark. You want your paper to go right up to the 2-inch mark. And to do that, I'm just going to use some glitter glue, art glitter glue, and hopefully I have enough in the bottle here. Just want to make sure you get it along the edges real well so people don't see the corners lift. Sometimes I go a little glue crazy and probably put more than I really need to, but I would rather err on the side of putting too much than not enough. Okay. So again, you want to put the 12-inch piece on top of the 8-inch piece and line it up against that 2-inch mark. Now check to make sure everything is lined up. There we go. And I'm going to burnish to make sure it stays adhered real well. Now if by some chance when you put it together you realize, oh, I can see a little bit of overhang, just trim that, just trim the bottom there. I didn't even realize, I hope I was in camera. Okay. So we're going to start already decorating. That's how fast the card comes together. So it's really nice when you have something you need to put together quickly at the last minute. So here we go. It's probably easier to do the inside first. And so I'm stepping on something on the floor. Hold on. A little piece of wire. Yeah. Okay. So let's do the bottom first. And this one I have decided to use this. I love this from the collection. So I went 1/8 of an inch smaller. So I have 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. I already went ahead and did all of the sides. I went ahead with my ink and went around just to kind of give it a more finished look and a more, maybe a little bit more antique-y look. So I'm just going to put glue around the edges here. And again, that was 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. And center it so that you have the same amount of cardstock showing on each side. Once you're happy with it, burnish it. Have a little glue coming out there. I'm always trying to get the corners real well. I don't like it when corners lift. All right, perfect. Now on this bottom one, I just added a pocket, and I did not use artisan cardstock first. I went ahead and just cut from the decorative paper, the paper collection, and I went ahead and did 4 1/8 across, and this is about 2 inches, about 1 7/8. Okay, and I'm just going to glue that right on top of that paper, making sure it lines up real well. And again, I did already take my sponge applicator and put ink around the corner. Now you just want to put glue on 3 sides, not the 4th one, because you want it to be a pocket. And line it up with your other decorative paper from the collection. And once you have it lined up, give it a push down here. Now when I first did this, I thought, well, that's not enough. I still need something else. So I went ahead and I have a Martha Stewart punch, and I just cut out one that I liked. I don't know what this one's called. And I'm just going to glue that right on top of my pocket. And so you got to kind of keep things flat on the inside. So you can't really use laces and flowers and things like that. So that's why I added the paper border instead. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue to help keep it down. Kind of hit some main pieces here. The hard part is sometimes gluing these down, getting the glue in the right spots. There's some really thin, intricate pieces. I think that's good. And just going to line it up. This was 4 1/8 inches long. And then I don't know how wide I cut the paper, but I just trimmed it to how high I wanted it. I wanted a little bit of the pink showing down here. All right, so that's easy. That's it. The only other thing, I took a cut apart from the collection. This is a 3x4 card. I went ahead and sponged the edges, and I put it on the artisan cardstock, and that's what's going to go inside the pocket. So you can write a message on the back, and I'll just leave that out for right now. So I'm going to move to the center, and the center I chose this real pretty pink. On the back is the plaid, and I'm going to place that in the center, making sure I don't go over the score marks up at the top. I've already sponged it. This was again 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. You end up needing 3 of those, 2 for the inside and 1 for the outside. I did not cover the back of my card. It was really thick and heavy without it, and so I thought it was okay not to. I know a lot of people like that finished look and they like to do the back, but for me this time, I didn't do it. All right, so make sure yep, everything's good. I can close it without any overlap. Make sure it's down real good. I should have had a timer going to see how long this took. However, I did have everything cut out ahead of time, so that's kind of unfair. So that new die, look at how cool that is. I love it. I went ahead and put decorative paper on the bottom, and I'm going to attach that. Now this pocket I did make the 4 1/4 instead of the 4 1/8, but this decorative paper on here I did go ahead and give it a little bit of a border. So this is 4 1/8 by about 1.5 to 2 inches. So that looks good there. Again, you're going to do 3 sides, not 4, because it's a pocket. And for my other one, I just made my own tag, and I'll probably do that for this one too. Oh, what am I doing? I'm starting to put it on the top. Don't do that. Okay. Line it up. Perfect. I did put just a hair of glue on the, even though there's a pattern or the die cut, so it was kind of hard to find some spaces for glue, but I didn't want that all the way loose. So what I do, let me get a piece of, well, let me finish it and then I'll make a tag. It takes 2 seconds. Now we need the top flap, and again I already have that cut and ready to go. So I went 4 1/8, and because I did that 1/8 of an inch gusset, I ended up cutting, this paper is about 1 3/4. I'd say it's 1 3/4 inches to make it fit nice. This paper is really versatile. Like I said, bridal shower, my sister's birthday, Mother's Day. It's very feminine. And line it up. Go ahead and burnish. Make sure the sides are down real well. And it should close just right. That gusset works much better than not putting it. Let's go ahead and do the front. So this is just a second piece, the same measurement as the flap on the inside. So it was 4 1/8 by about, what did I say, 1 3/4? Yep, by 1 3/4. So I'm going to flip that over. Actually, make sure it fits right. Perfect. My daughter's standing on the stairs watching me, trying to make me nervous. She's doing a good job. All right. I'm out of camera, sorry. All again, I'm going to burnish. All right, so now you have to decide on the front, and I went with this real pretty paper. It's got flowers and a bird in there, and the background's kind of a tealish color, and I thought that looked really nice together. So I'll go ahead and I sponge the edges, inked the edges, I keep saying sponge, and make sure the corners are good. This again was 4 1/8 by 5 7/8. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and open this. Make sure it lines up good and even. Give it a good burnish. All right. So that's what it looks like so far. So now comes the decorating part. And so to keep this flap closed, you have to have something kind of tall. So one of the things I have is one of the cut-aparts, and I mounted it on the artisan cardstock. And I also included just another piece of the designer paper, and this will go something like this. And I went ahead and found some lace that matched, so I'll be putting some trim down at the bottom like so. I don't know if you can see that very well. And I also will be making a bow for the corner. Like I said, I'm going to try to do it on the camera. It might take me a couple times. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I'm luckier than other times. Once you get the hang, you know, if you make them all the time, it's not a problem, but when you only do it once in a while. Trying to decide, maybe I want this down lower. I think I'm going to put the dream up here at the top. That was from the collection. And I'll be putting that hanger on the side again, and this time I found something from my stash just to put under there for some interest. And I will be putting a flower in the corner. Okay, I think I got it. My glue gun's been warming up, so the first thing I need to do is decide. It's going to go about there because you have to tuck the flap underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive just on one side, about almost halfway. And when you use this artisan cardstock from the store and you put authentique paper on top, it is very strong, very durable. All right. Okay, so that's put together. I'll go ahead and glue my dream heart down on the top. On the other one I put 3 pearls, but on this one I'm going to do the heart instead. Kind of brings in that yellow from the flowers. I think that needs it. Okay, let's go with, so when we put this down, you need to make sure that it's at the right level so that you can tuck this underneath. And so obviously we're not going to glue this all the way down. We're just going to put glue down here. And this time I think I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue to keep it down. About there, looks good. Let that glue dry. So I don't have, I could stick a little something underneath there. We'll see. Maybe it'll probably be covered once I put the lace down. And I'm going to have this lace kind of at the bottom so it overhangs just a hair. And I was going to use hot glue, but maybe, you know what, I'm going to go for it because I think I'm going to use some of the flat back pearls that I got in my kit. So it'll cover the glue. And when I set this down, I get a spatula that I bought that's like a Teflon. Is that the right word? What's this stuff called? I don't know. And I pat it down so I don't burn my fingers. Okay. So I have some seam binding here. Let me see if that matches. Sorry, I know that rustling noise is kind of annoying. Yeah, I think it'll match. I think I might have to add some pearls and make it even more girly. So I have these flat back pearls. I keep forgetting to look in the camera. I hope I'm staying in camera. Yeah, I kind of like that. And I'll have a bow off to the edge. Yep, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let me trim this to the right length. I love flat back pearls. I think you can use it for just about anything. And I'm going to go, see, I don't have to go all the way to the edge because I'm going to have a flower there. And I'll just go ahead and try and do a real thin line of glue. I've been contemplating whether or not I need a new glue gun that has the real thin nozzle, because this can come out pretty thick. So I might need to buy myself a gift. Ouch. Okay, seriously. Okay. I hate it when it's not straight, so I hope that it's gonna work. Good. Okay. All right, so let me attempt to make a bow for you. It's not hard. I just got to remember all the steps so that the knot is correct on the back. All right. So here's my bow it all. It might be hard for you to see with the angle of my camera, actually, now that I think of it. Yeah, it's probably going to be hard. Well, bear with me. So you start with I'm going to use seam binding, like I said. You start with the seam binding behind the two poles, and I have one of them's at, I put one of the metal pegs in, and then 1, 2, 3, skipped 3 holes and put it in the 4th one. I just eyeball it. I don't like measure. I just kind of look and see, oh, is that how big I want my bow? So you place it behind. You do need a tail. I have about 6 inches. And then using the figure 8, you take your right hand and you're going to go in front of the peg and then behind the peg. And then a figure 8 behind each peg. And I'm going to do about 2 or 3. I think that's good. Okay. Now I'm going to take this, pull it down, bring this to the back and wrap it around the front. And as you bring it to the, whoopsie, don't let go, not yet anyway. As you bring it to the back, you're going to switch hands and take that piece in your right hand, and the other one now is in your left hand. Okay, this is where I sometimes have a problem. Okay, you make a circle. Okay, hold on. And you bring this up through the circle, and then you rock back and forth. Nope. Ugh. It's always that circle part. Now, okay, I'm going to get this right. Hold on. So I bring this back. There we go. I didn't have my circle right, I think. Yeah. And I gotta look in the front, see if it's centered the way I like it. And let's take a look at it. I know it was hard to see, I apologize, but my camera, I'm gonna spread these out. So that looks pretty good, I guess. I'm going to trim the tails. I want a little bit hanging down. And I'm actually, sometimes I cut it like a, I'm just going to do it at an angle this time. Cut it at an angle. Bring my card back up. And so I'm going to have this coming off the side and the flowers stuck right on top or close to being on top. All right, so let me, and the bottom of the seam binding is kind of fraying a little bit, but actually to me that looks kind of shabby chic, so I really don't, it doesn't bother me. Ouch. It does bother me when I burn my hand with the glue gun though. All right. Get rid of the glue on my fingers. And now I'll just put some glue on this flower, and I think I'm going to put it more, let's see, on top. Yeah, I kind of like it more on top on this one. Alrighty. And there you go. And let's take a look on the inside. So we're going to flip this up. And again, this card is going to go here. And I just dropped something. Hold on. Okay. I forgot to put my little clothes hanger on the side here where it's not glued down. And it's just going to kind of hang off a little bit. Tuck this underneath. Okay, I think it just adds something, I don't know. And to make a tag, it's real easy. Let's see. So I have some of my artisan cardstock, and all I'm going to do is knock things over. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to measure, probably my tag will be 3 inches by 4. So let's cut a 3 by 4, 3 across, 4 long. I'm going to actually go 4.5. I went 4.5 and I like that better. Okay, now I have a angle corner, and so I'm going to just angle my corners and find some paper that I think will look good with this one. Actually, I think some green that maybe I should put this color. Actually, yeah, let me see. Too thin. Always try and use my scraps up for that. Let's see what I got here. Decisions. So this paper is polka dot on one side and a different pattern on this side, so I think I'll just go with the opposite pattern. And so because that was 3 inches wide, I'll go 2 7/8. And I went 4.5 long, so 4 3/8. 4 3/8. Good. Now I will angle these. And I need to ink my edges to get rid of that white part. All right. Come on, glue. I didn't add any ribbon to my tag because I wanted it to lay flat. I didn't want there to be any bulk. Normally I would. Alrighty. And that will go right in there. So there's the finished product. Super easy to make. To close it, you just lift this forward a little bit and tuck this behind. And there you go. All right, hope you enjoyed Fast Easy Card. All the products, pretty much most of them, I got from countrycraftcreations.com. And if you have any questions, let me know. But it's a pretty basic card, so probably don't have a whole lot of questions. I'll probably be making a tag and an album, maybe a ephemera box I was thinking about with this paper. There's so many things I want to make just because I think it's so pretty. So here are the 2 cards finished, just to take a look. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you soon.